Hi, my name is Hannan. I was born and raised in Luton. I work in the philanthropy and not-for-profit sector as a grants and programs manager. You may have come across George Soros's Open Society Foundation or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I work on a much smaller and more local level at a place-based community foundation. Here I work on donor-advised funds, national funding programs, and an endowed trust. I also run a micro-impact business called Tear Out Coffee, where I work with small Colombian coffee farmers, promoting ethical trade and importing directly and selling across the UK via online marketplaces. So I went to Chorley and then sixth form. I studied business administration and finance, which was a level 3 diploma alongside maths and stats. I flunked maths at AS level, but took up critical thinking in my second year. I chose it so I got enough UCAS points, but it was only until a few years later I recognised the real value of the subject and saw just how much of a crucial part it plays in everyday life. I went on to graduate from the University of Greenwich with a 2-1 in business management, and I've been fortunate and privileged enough over the last few years to travel and work in some countries like China, Colombia and Kenya, where I've met incredible people, got to know a range of different cultures and built up experience in community development. So looking back at sixth form, it really was an incredible time. We were lucky to spend a year in the old building, 09, and the following year in the new premises. My teacher always tried to connect with me and support me through whatever problems I had going on. I think all of them, they made themselves available and present and really went the extra mile for us. Teachers have always had their work cut out for them, and they are one of the most important people in our societies. So I'd say to all students that it's a massive two-way responsibility. I'd encourage you to see that and feel that and start to work together to shape a better, more prosperous future for Luton. Because remember, Silicon Valley was an idea born out of an intersection of several different factors. So with the business diploma, I had a mentor who planted the seeds of commerce by really showing me how to read business plans and understand processes. And critical thinking did the same by sort of laying the foundation for curiosity. But I grew up in the same neighborhood as many of you that might be watching this video, and I know there's societal norms and pressures, and one of them is to often downplay education and not be a key. It was only until a few years later that I started reflecting on my time at college and university and thinking about some of the people that I met and learned from, that I started to see through some of that materialistic behavior and understand the role biases play in our everyday lives. I'd encourage everyone to be curious. If you have an interest in business, take up agriculture. If you have an interest in philosophy, also study art, mix law with computing, politics and sociology. The point is, think about what interests you and then go from there. A hybrid of interests will expand your thinking and push you to a whole new level. And ultimately, your mind can become your best investment, which will pay you dividends until your last breath. So business isn't easy, but it definitely teaches you how to build up your resilience. It'll help you to overcome some of the biggest challenges of your life. You need to be adaptable, and you have to have the grit to keep trudging along when the going gets tough. If you focus on results and go the extra mile, even if you've had a long day, you will get there. There's no doubt you get kicked down at some point, but what's important is that you bounce back. I started my business because I saw a problem and I wanted to fix it. My ethics wouldn't let me stand by whilst farmers were getting ripped off, but I put my business mind to work, but definitely wasn't something I figured out overnight. So that leads me on to the third and final point: be open to learning. Education is a lifelong journey, and don't worry if you don't have it figured out by the summer. Life doesn't work that way. It's just a constant cycle of learning. As a grant maker, it's my responsibility to get to grips with things, from social impact to advocacy to systemic change and to data-driven decisions. With the COVID-19 pandemic, I was able to scale my education from the comfort of my own bed and learn from colleagues on the other side of the world. To find yourself in those cultures find yourself in circles with that learning culture. And if you aren't, then you deserve more, and get up and leave. Don't let your pride and arrogance block you from reading a dictionary. I was volunteering when I was in sixth form, and I still am today. You never know who you'll meet or how a quick chat over a cup of coffee might inspire you or open the door to something great. I'm a trustee of an organisation that looks at the risks and rewards of artificial intelligence. And it's led by a great person who I met casually at an event. Some of the most successful people I've met have the humility to know their shortcomings, and it's the complete opposite for some of the people that I never want to meet again. And I'll close off by saying thank you to Luton Sixth Form College, NISA, ALTAF, and everyone else involved in pushing this alumni initiative. I think it's important for our young people to hear from those that were in their shoes at some point. And if you're an alumnus watching this video and you haven't made yours yet, please do. And if you have, then continue to support the college's work and encourage others to get involved.